Today's practice is particularly helpful for dealing with the current times, and the acronym is PEACE. So we will go over the acronym PEACE, P-E-A-C-E, and go over what those mean and how they can help us during difficult times. To me, mindfulness is particularly helpful during these times of challenge. And if you actually follow these steps by being mindful about being in the present moment, you will realize how you can actually look at the situation a little bit differently, having a full big perspective on it, and also maybe coming up with some solution to deal with the current situation. So let's bring our kind and curious attention to our breath. Maybe you can put your right hand on your belly and left hand on your chest, and start breathing in, noticing how your chest and belly rises with your in-breath, and breathing out, noticing how the belly goes down. Continuing to follow the rhythm of your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and out. Slowly noticing that pause in between your in-breath and out-breath, and then out-breath and in-breath. This little pause is your still, quiet place, resting in the stillness and quietness. Now, when you are encountering a difficult situation, start with the P, pause. Then move to E, exhale. And when you exhale, the next thing you do is inhale. Continuing your rhythmic breathing. You can maybe put your hands on the side if you feel more comfortable that way. And now let's move to the A in the acronym PEACE, where A stands for acknowledging the situation. Acknowledging the situation does not mean that you are happy about it. It just means that you're acknowledging it as is. Given current situation of being in shelter in, has not been easy for either of us or any of us. We are not happy about it. But let's take a moment to just acknowledge it as is. Acknowledgement of a difficult situation helps us move to the next step of accepting the situation. Accepting allows us to move to the next A of allowing the experience of whatever is going on related to this situation. Allowing your thoughts about this situation, allowing the feelings those thoughts are bringing and being aware of them. Maybe you're noticing feelings of anger, frustration, sadness, hopelessness, and helplessness. Just allow those feelings to appear and acknowledge them. Allow them. And sometimes the feelings are asking us to do something about them. One of the ways we can deal with difficult emotions and feelings is to simply sit with them. I'm going to ask you to do a little stretch of the little finger of your left arm or left hand and stretch it backwards as much as you can. You notice when you stretch it backwards, it starts to hurt a little bit. But if I sit with it, the amount of irritation and pain starts to go down. Now let's try pushing it backwards a bit more and notice a new wave of pain and discomfort. And if you continue to stretch it in the same position and sit with it, few seconds later, you will notice the intensity of that discomfort and pain is starting to go down. Just like this, sometimes all we need to do with our feelings is to just sit with them, acknowledge them, accept them, validate them, giving yourself time to sit with them. And as time goes by, those feelings start to lose their intensity and the impact on us a little bit. Sometimes we need to process these feelings by expressing them, and we can express them by talking about those feelings with someone, or express by doing some kind of art, playing a music instrument, stretching, exercising, whatever that might be for you. Some might like to write about it, put it in their journal. Some may just feel comforted to talk about those feelings with their friend or family. And some channel them by directing those feelings in some form of activity such as art or sports or music. Now that we have acknowledged the situation, accepted it, and allowed the experience that came with that situation by noticing our thoughts, feelings, even body sensations, by sitting in our still, quiet place. Let's move to the next letter in the acronym PEACE, which is C. What does C stand for? C stands for choosing. It can also be used for clarity, compassion. So when I take a moment to sit in my still, quiet place and accept, acknowledge, accept, and allow, I'm able to get a little bit more clarity into the situation, and the full picture starts to emerge. When I have clarity on what is going on and what are my choices of behaving in this current situation, I can then choose the right way to deal with this situation. What even helps me more to choose the right response is to have compassion towards my own self and others. Given the present scenario, if I bring in the full big picture, I can become more clear that I'm not the only one going through this. There is millions of people in this world juggling with this problem right now. Then looking at the different choices of how to get through this, bringing in compassion to your own self and others who are going through these difficult times. Compassion to the people who've gone through this and are on the other side. Compassion towards those who are in the midst of even the most difficult part of the situation allows me to appreciate where I am and count my blessings. Now, when I do this with clarity, looking at the choices and compassion, I can then choose a response to deal with the situation. Acknowledging that it's a difficult situation, but what can I do to make the best out of this? How I can make the most out of this? And once I have followed all those steps of taking a pause, exhaling, acknowledging, accepting, and allowing the experience of the situation, which helps then with clarity and compassion. Both those can help me choose a behavior. Then I can move to the final E of the acronym PEACE to engage in that behavior. So there are many choices of dealing with this situation. I can engage in my hobbies. I can engage in spending time with my family more. I can engage in my pending tasks that I had been meaning to get to. All those choices start to appear, and when I bring in that compassion for myself and others, the intensity of those feelings that I felt in the beginning of this practice starts to go down and allows me to engage in the behavior with a renewed understanding and renewed sense of energy. In a moment, I'm going to ring the sound bowl, and you no longer can hear the sound. Bring yourself back into the room and open your eyes.